I had three brothers. They was already in the service, and I wasn't old enough. But waiting to get older, I didn't seem like I could ever become old enough. So then I decided to join. I first went to join the Marines, and they turned me down on color blindness. And then I went to the Air Corps, and they accepted me, and so I joined the Air Corps February the 5th, 46. I went to San Antonio, Texas, took my basic training. It was a sack field at that time. And then went from San Antonio to Spokane, Washington, which I went to trade school. And from there I went to Fort Francis C. Warren, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and went in the 801st Combat Engineer Battalion. I went to the commanding officer and told him I didn't join the engineers. I didn't join the Army. I joined the Air Corps. And why was I in the engineers? And he said, "Oh, you're still in the Air Corps, but you just attached to the engineers." And that's the way it went. You know, I spent 3 years in there and never was in the Air Corps. Spent all 3 years in the combat engineers. And when I got ready for discharge, well, they give me a choice. That's when in 47, the last part of first part of 48, the Air Corps went to the Army, got out of the Army and went to the Air Force. And I had a choice of either getting discharged in the Army or the Air Corps. I said, I joined the Air Corps, I'm going to stay in it. So that I got discharged out of the Air Corps. Anyhow, I went to San Antonio, Texas, and took my basic training, and then went to Spokane and took a trade school. And then from there I was assigned to the 801st Combat Engineer Battalion, and took advanced training for combat engineers, and then was sent to Fort Francis C. Warren, and was assigned to they did away with the 801st, and they had 3 other battalions that they made up. 1932, 1933, and 1934. And I was assigned to 1934. All 3 of these battalions went to Alaska. I was sent to Port Whittier. It was named Camp Sullivan, where the soldiers stayed, and they had it was an isolated port, and it was a secret port. It was set up to supply all the camps in Alaskan area. The Japanese was trying to take over Aleutian Islands and come into Alaska. And this is the only place that they could get their supplies was through this port. We was, and it was run by, wasn't run by the Army. We was there to just maintain it, keep it up, and keep the roads open, just transfer the supplies. And it was quite a chore, because at that time we didn't know that it was a secret port, that we didn't know that it was a secret place. But the only way in the world you could get in there was through ship or the train out of Anchorage.